This is Pearl X and Perfect Pearls. The Pearl X is the pewter colored one, Perfect Pearls is the gold one. Both of them are mica powders. The Perfect Pearls has a binding agent mixed right in it when you buy it that is activated with water. To use them, you want to use them in a few different ways. Perfect Pearls, you can brush onto a stamp like I'm doing here, mist it with water, it activates the binding agent, so once that ink from that stamp has dried, it won't rub off. Whereas Pearl X will not do that. When this is completely dried, if I rub it, that Pearl X is going to move. It's not going to stay in the same place, but the Perfect Pearls will. So I'm activating it with water. I will need to wait for it to dry in order to demonstrate it, but we'll show that at the end. Another thing we can do with the Perfect Pearls, the gold one, is watercolor with it. That binding agent will be activated when we mix it with water to watercolor. And it's a great way to add metallic or shimmery accents when you're watercoloring. If you wanted to have the same results as Perfect Pearls with Pearl X, you would need to add a binding agent, which would be gum arabic, and you can find that generally. A good way to use Pearl X, though, is to mix it in different mediums. So here I have some gel medium, and I'm going to mix both the Perfect Pearls as well as the Pearl X, and just really mix it really well with my palette knife. I've got two different palette knives so I don't mix the colors together. I'm going to smear it on both the light and the dark, and then we will let that dry, and we'll check in on it once it's completely dried. By mixing the Perfect Pearls and the Pearl X with the gel medium, that medium will be encased right into the gel medium. You could also do a texture paste or whatnot. You can use this through a stencil or just apply it to the paper with a palette knife. Here our stamped image is completely dried, so we can rub it. If I rub just the gold part, it doesn't move. If I rub just the pewter part, it starts to smear. And lastly, I nearly forgot to test the part that we watercolored with. The gold doesn't move, the pewter does. Both of these mediums are great to use with crafting. They just get used in a little bit different ways from each other to make sure that they're suitable for the project you're working on.